In 2021, a woman named Sandra Torres celebrated something. She sat at her kitchen table in Phoenix, Arizona, glass of wine in hand, and she told her husband, "Babe, we're debt-free." $31,000 in credit card debt? Gone. Car loan? Gone. Personal loan? Gone. All of it wiped clean. How? She refinanced her home, pulled out her equity, paid everything off in one shot. Her monthly bills dropped by $620. She felt free. She felt smart. She felt like she had finally figured out the game. 3 years later, Sandra is $27,000 in debt again. She still has the mortgage. The equity is gone, and she has no idea she just made a $100,000 mistake. And the terrifying part? There's a 70% chance you are one decision away from doing the exact same thing. Let me be upfront with you right now. This is not a video about cutting lattes. This is not about making a budget on a spreadsheet. This is not about some secret investment strategy the rich are hiding from you. This is about one specific financial decision, a decision that feels completely logical, completely responsible, and is completely destroying the long-term wealth of millions of American families every single year. Here's the setup. Most American families carry debt: credit cards, car loans, medical bills, personal loans. The average American household right now is carrying over $21,000 in non-mortgage consumer debt. That debt has high interest rates. Credit cards are averaging 21% to 28% APR right now. It's brutal. It's bleeding you every single month. So what do most people do when the pain gets bad enough? They look for relief. And the banking system, which is extremely good at offering things that look like relief, hands them the perfect solution. Just roll it all into your mortgage, lower your monthly payment, simplify your life. And millions of Americans say yes every year without ever calculating what they just agreed to. Let's go back to Sandra. She had $31,000 in consumer debt, high interest, suffocating monthly payments. She refinanced her home and rolled that debt into a new 30-year mortgage at 4.5%. Monthly payment dropped $620. Felt incredible. Here's what nobody showed her. That $31,000, which had maybe 4 years left before it was paid off, got stretched into 30 years of payments. Over those 30 years, that $31,000 cost her an additional $25,700 in mortgage interest alone. So she traded $31,000 in short-term debt for $56,700 in long-term payments. That's strike one. Strike two, that $620 a month she saved, she spent it. Of course she did, because when financial pressure disappears, lifestyle fills the void. That's just human nature. A little dining out, a vacation they've been postponing, small upgrades here and there. Nothing crazy. The $620 vanished into thin air within a year. Strike three, the credit cards. Paid off to zero. Felt amazing, clean slate. But the spending habits that built the debt, still there. Untouched. A car repair, a medical copay, a slow month at work. Within 36 months, the cards crept back up. $27,000. Same hole, deeper grave. This is not Sandra's fault. This is the trap working exactly as designed. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau studied this. Their findings? Over 70% of homeowners who use a cash-out refinance to pay off consumer debt are carrying the same or higher consumer debt within 3 years. 70%! That means if you're sitting there thinking, that would never be me, statistically, you are in the minority. This trap doesn't care about your income. It doesn't care about your education. It doesn't care how much you love your family and want to do right by them. It catches smart, hardworking Americans every single day. Here's the part of this video most finance channels skip entirely. Knowing the math is not enough to protect you from this trap. I'm dead serious. You could watch this video, write down every number I just gave you, and still make the same mistake Sandra did. Because this trap is not a math problem, it's a psychology problem. There's a term in behavioral economics called hyperbolic discounting. In plain English, your brain is hardwired to value what's happening right now far more than what happens later, even when later is obviously better. $620 in savings this month? Your brain lights up. Immediate, real, tangible. $56,700 in extra mortgage costs spread over 30 years? Your brain barely registers it. It's abstract, far away, practically fictional. This is not a flaw in your character. This is evolution. Your ancestors survived because they valued the meal in front of them over the harvest 3 months away. But in modern finance, where the most important decisions play out over decades, that ancient wiring gets you wrecked. And then there's social pressure. Your coworker just redid their kitchen, your neighbor drives a new truck, your sister-in-law posts vacation photos every other week. Nobody posts about the Roth IRA contributions. Nobody makes it look cool to drive a paid-off 2017 Honda. Nobody celebrates staying out of debt. The financially dangerous choices are celebrated everywhere you look. The financially smart choices are invisible. So your brain gets bombarded with signals to spend, upgrade, and compete, while the quiet, boring, wealth-building path has zero cultural reinforcement. That's not an accident. That's the environment most Americans are swimming in every day. Okay, enough pain. Let's fix this. Here are 4 steps. Concrete, simple, and powerful enough to redirect the entire trajectory of your financial life if you actually do them. Step 1. See the full number. Always. The most dangerous number in personal finance is the monthly payment. Banks, car dealers, and mortgage companies show you the monthly payment because it's engineered to feel manageable. It hides the total cost behind a small, digestible number. You need to flip this. Before any major financial decision, refinancing, car purchase, loan consolidation, you calculate the total cost over the full term. Not $620 a month. $56,700 over 30 years. Not $649 a month. $55,716 total for a car that will be worth $8,000 in 7 years. The moment you see the full number, your entire decision-making changes. Do this now. Google loan amortization calculator. Plug in your current biggest debt. Look at the total interest paid. Really look at it. That number is what you're actually agreeing to. Step 2. Attack debt like it's an emergency, because it is. The debt avalanche strategy is mathematically the fastest way out. Here's how it works. Make the minimum payment on every debt you have. Then take every extra dollar you can find and throw it entirely at your highest interest rate debt first. When that one is dead, roll that entire payment into the next highest rate. Repeat until every consumer debt is gone. Most people pay a little extra on everything. That feels balanced. That feels responsible. It is mathematically inefficient. It keeps you in debt longer and costs you more. Pick the highest rate, go to war with it. Kill it, move to the next one. If you need the psychological wins to stay motivated, pay off your smallest balance first. The snowball method. That's okay too. What is not okay is stretching your short-term debt into long-term instruments and calling it solved. Step 3. Automate the wealth before you can spend it. This is the single highest leverage financial move available to a normal American. The second your paycheck lands, before you pay a bill, before you buy groceries, before you do anything, a fixed amount automatically moves into your 401k. At minimum, enough to get the full employer match. If your company matches 4% and you're contributing 2%, you are leaving free money on the table every single paycheck. That is a 100% immediate return you are refusing. A Roth IRA. If you're eligible, contribute here next. Tax-free growth for decades. A high-yield savings account for your emergency fund until you have 3 to 6 months of expenses sitting there as a buffer. Why does automation matter so much? Because willpower is a finite resource. After a long week, after a stressful month, after a tough quarter, the version of you who has to choose to transfer money into savings will find a reason not to. The automated version of you doesn't need willpower. It just happens. Set it up once. Walk away. Let the machine build your wealth while you live your life. Step 4. Write down your financial life at 60. This sounds soft. It is not soft. The reason the short-term traps work so well is because the future is vague. The present is vivid. The debt is painful. The relief is immediate. The new couch looks great in the living room. The future is a blur. Retirement is abstract. The compounding interest is invisible. The 30-year mortgage tail is just a number on a page. So make the future less vague. Right now, today, write 3 sentences about your financial life at 60. What does your debt situation look like? What does your retirement account look like? What does your freedom look like? Now ask yourself, does the decision I'm about to make move me toward that vision, or does it move me away from it? When your future is specific and real, the present moment temptations lose their power. The impulse refinance stops looking like relief. It starts looking like theft from the person you're trying to become. Let me finish Sandra's story. After she found herself back in $27,000 of debt in 2024, 3 years after her debt-free celebration, she finally stopped looking for a quick fix. She listed every debt, every rate, every balance. She automated 12% of her income before it could touch her checking account. She and her husband wrote out what they wanted their financial life to look like at 62. And then they got to work. Not on a shortcut, but on the real thing. No more consolidation. No more rolling debt into the mortgage. No more feeling solved when nothing had actually changed. Just the slow, boring, powerful work of building real wealth. She told me, the most expensive thing I ever did was celebrate too early. I thought I'd solved it. That's when I got dangerous. That's the lesson. The $100,000 mistake doesn't happen because you're irresponsible. It happens because you think you're being responsible, and nobody stops to show you the full number. Now you've seen it. Here's what I want you to do before you close this video. 1. Calculate the total cost of your biggest debt right now. Not the monthly payment, the total. 2. Log into your 401k today and confirm you're capturing the full employer match. 3. Write 3 sentences about your financial life at 60. 3 actions. 30 minutes. It could be worth more than $100,000 to your future self. If this video hit home, share it with one person in your life who needs to hear it, because the person about to make this mistake almost never knows they're about to make it. Drop a comment below. Which step are you starting with today? I read every single one. See ya in the next video!